This guy, whom you have now made 2 videos over, is robbing us, whom wish to learn the knowledge you have to teach. Well, I don't see why, because those 2 videos are loaded with information and knowledge. And you've gotten 3 videos now within a week instead of 1. So you could take the perspective that it's all bonus. Perspective is so important. The way you look at things is extremely important because it's going to dictate everything that happens in your life, essentially. I've shown in the Words of Power program how the letter I can be symbolized as a point. And every time you say the word I, you're referring to yourself and therefore your own perspective. And as we've gone over already, everyone is doing magic whether they know it or not. If you're not practicing magic purposefully, then you are at the mercy of perspective, because your perspective is going to attract you or repel you to similar or different perspectives. And a lot of what we do in magic is attracting and repelling, manifesting or banishing. Now let's say you are practicing magic purposefully, and you do money spells, for example, and you may make gains. But if your perspective of money is not a beneficial one, such as it being based upon a lack of resources, as the previous examples, then you are actually working against your magic that you have done, and will automatically start to default back to the place you were before. So it's extremely important, especially if you're a magical practitioner. A big reason why occultists can get into trouble is having those conflicting perspectives and mindsets. Like when you go to summon an angel and the angel comes down and completely kicks your ass. Anyone that's ever had their ass handed to them by an angel will know what I'm talking about. Their life gets completely turned upside down because their foundations were weak. Their perspectives were weak. And in the end, they came out better than they were before, and they gained a new perspective. If you think I give out the tough love, ho ho ho! Better for you to adopt empowering perspectives on your own than to have them forced upon you through chaotic circumstances. Because people hate change, but change is the only certainty that we have. Thank you for helping me get my raise that was years overdue. Fantastic. You're welcome. This is what I like to hear. These are the messages that I look forward to. People getting results. And I appreciate all the questions and messages that I get. But the ones where people are getting the results are my absolute favorite. I'm not going to lie. Because that's what it's all about for me. I enjoy talking about practice and theory as much as the next person, but I really get pumped up when people share with me the results that they're getting, which many of you have. So thank you, and may you have even more success. Sorry, but I'm going to have to show you up. Here's my money-making video that you ignored. I figured why not start off by sending my money-making video to some of your viewers. Mind and Magick's video about me, that debater who he gave up on too soon regarding money, just wasted his time with part of his follow-up video because I sent him a subsequent email with this video I made to make money. I took action, but he made premature assumptions and ignored me. So I guess he's not as good at knowing people who can't be helped as he thinks. Could you help pass this around? Let me know if you would like to try my service. Okay, we've had some communication since he posted this, and he's a bit better now. But I'm still going to break this down as an example of what not to do, since he seems to be perfectly okay with fulfilling that role. Sorry, but I'm going to have to show you up. Why? For validation? If your motive is validation in doing anything, really, you are going to fail at that. If you are trying to make a money-making video to get my validation, or to validate yourself that I'm wrong, you are going to fail at that. Validation seeking of any kind. But you don't have to take my word for it. You can go over to R.S.D. Tyler's page, and he talks about seeking validation all the time and how it will mess you up. Examine your motivations. Here is my money-making video that you ignored. Is it a money-making video? Has it made any money? If it hasn't made any money, I don't think you can call it a money-making video. This is the screenshot of the video. This is the entire video that he's talking about. Because what stands out to me right away is he used the word experiment. Business experiment at that. You're going to have a hard time finding people who want to risk their money in an experiment. The word does not exactly compel confidence when used in conjunction with finances. Avoid using the word experiment. Next, you're wanting to negotiate your fee. So on top of taking a risky experiment with their money, you're wanting them to have to barter and negotiate how much money they are going to risk. I figured, why not start off by sending my money-making video to some of your viewers? No. Don't spam my viewers, or that will result in a permanent ban. My viewers are interested in watching my videos, and likewise you'll need to attract your own viewership. This can take time, and it will take many, 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 many videos for you to do so. You can't just sit here, make one video, and expect to be making all kinds of money. And if you do it simply for the money, you're not going to make any money, because you won't hold out that long, enough to get the viewership. So you better make sure that it's something that you enjoy doing, and that you would do even if you took money out of the equation. Wanting to spam my viewership comes off as spiteful, and again, seeking of validation, and is suspect of being trollish. Oh look, I took action, I made a video, and I didn't make any money. That Frater Xavier is wrong, wrong, wrong. So I'm going to have to ask you, this is your entire video. Is this the best that you can do? Obviously, I think you can do better. Nobody knows anything about you. Why would they pay you money for an experiment? You have to develop your own following by doing something that you enjoy doing. And that takes time and effort. I'm going to say right now, one video is not going to cut it. So you can't come back later and say, well, see, it didn't work. No, when I say you need to take action, I mean you need to take massive action. Always be moving the ball forward. And while you are developing that following and moving that ball forward, you can do some magic to help back it up. Mind and Magick's video about me, that debater who he gave up on too soon regarding money. Well, I'm not sure what is considered too soon for you, but dude, you've been emailing me for months and months upon end. These are not our first correspondences. Now, I'm not sure why you feel this need for my constant attention. Perhaps it was because I was nice to you when others have told you to piss off. I don't know. But I do know that it's not healthy. It's extremely toxic, and it's what we call an energy vampire, where a person needs to suck the energy and attention from everyone, or if you select chosen individuals. And you have to realize that a lot of this stems from your sense of lack, from being in scarcity. If you were in abundance, you wouldn't be doing this type of thing. And I'm not trying to dump on you about it. I'm trying to help you understand the reason why you're doing what you're doing. Now, what I shouldn't have done is dismiss you without at least giving you a reference. Just because I feel that I have done everything that I can do to help you doesn't mean that you won't be able to find help somewhere else. And in my opinion, the best person that you can learn from right now is R.S.D. Tyler. For he has countless videos on seeking validation, living in scarcity, being what he calls a hard case newbie, being toxic, and how to remedy all of those. So in all honesty, I feel that his videos can help you way more than mine can right now. And then when you learn what you need to learn from him, then come back and review the lessons that I have put out. He gave up too soon regarding money, just wasted his time with part of his follow-up video because I sent him a subsequent email with this video I made to make money. See, so you're even acknowledging that I wasted my time. And that's when I do cut people off. For some reason, you feel that I owe you my time. And I do not. It's my time. It's time that I won't get back. It's time that you won't get back that could have been better spent elsewhere, on other things. And those who want to go back and forth with me, who just aren't getting it, are wasting both of our time. There's no greater sin than that, in my opinion. I took action, but he made premature assumptions, and he ignored me. Where? I mean, that's what children do. They cry for attention. I mean, look at this behavior. This is not something a grounded and balanced individual would do. My assumptions were correct, because this is exactly the kind of behavior that a toxic individual who I can no longer help would do. Again, you can go to R.S.D. Tyler's page. This is something that he goes over in detail as well. He likes to run the voice of Cartman from South Park in his head anytime that somebody complains or is behaving in this manner. I made premature assumptions and he ignored me. I mean, when you say it like that, it does sound ridiculous. It's based in ego and validation seeking. Doesn't mean you have to stay like that. You can change this. And you can start getting results in your life. That's what matters. It doesn't matter what Frater Xavier says. Don't be so transfixed upon me. I'm not the one that's going to get the results for you. Only you can do that. I can only help guide people. They're the ones that have to make the change. And they're going to have to want it bad enough to do so. So I guess he's not as good at knowing people who can't be helped as he thinks. I'm actually fairly good at reading people. Through body language, eye movements, the way they talk, the words they use, the behaviors that they exhibit. I can pick out their subconscious thought processes between the lines in their paragraphs. I can read the energy that they're giving off, and I can tell whether they're in abundance or scarcity. I can tell a whole host of things about people. It's not that difficult. All I have to do is pay attention to what they're putting out. Could you help pass this around? Let me know if you would like to try my service. Well, you have gotten plenty of free exposure here on my channel, although it may not be the type of exposure you want. I will say that he is fairly well at hunting things down, as he has been fairly consistent in hunting me down. But look, I get it. You're probably a pretty lonely guy with not too many friends, or at least ones that you trust. You do seem pretty paranoid, as in the email you sent me thinking that I was attacking you when I don't have any animosity towards you. I'm just frustrated that you are being so stubborn. And all of this is from being toxic. And toxicity is from scarcity. See, when people are in scarcity, they try to take from others because they don't have enough positive emotions for themselves. And nobody wants to be around that. You have to understand that that kind of behavior and your perspectives have been repelling people. The way to attract people, therefore, is to be in abundance, because those who live in abundance share with others what they have, which is their services and even their prosperity with their friends, family, charities, etc. And that's why it's not evil being rich. It's the best thing you can do for people is to be wealthy. Being in poverty is the worst thing you can do for your friends, family, and loved ones. Not being able to provide enough for them. So I'm not against you by any means. I just simply can't help you anymore with the material that I have on this channel. Because we're going to be getting into some other topics such as spirits. And you don't want to be a paranoid person living in scarcity summoning spirits. That is something I would not recommend. You need to tackle the issues that you are having personally. And the first step at solving those issues is to admit that you have issues. It's not a big deal. Most people do. And for your particular issues, I would recommend R.S.D. Tyler's page and channel. And even though he's coming from a frame of pickup, he talks enough about these subjects that you will begin to understand them and correct them. So that is my referral recommendation. So this will be the final video on this matter that I am willing to put the time in to make. We will return to our regularly scheduled programming next week. Until then, take care.